and in this video we will discuss about types of equation and names of them, and the difference between an expression and an equation, and what are the most common variables that are used in equation. We're going to discuss about them. So if you like my video, if you love my video, then please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you may get more informative and useful videos and interesting videos in this channel about mathematics and about physics. And if you press the like button and share it also, you may comment my video anything you want. Okay, let's get straight into the topic. Before going into the topic, I want to understand what is the basic difference between an expression and an equation. So let's get started. For example, this is a number. This is x plus 1, and this is same example. So as you can see, there is an equals to sign, and on the other hand, on the right hand of the equals to sign there is 0. On the left hand of the equals to sign there is x plus 1. So if there is an equals to sign in any kind of like this is called equation. But if there is just x plus 1, not equals to sign, so it means that there is nothing on the right hand side, it's all here. This is called expression. Equation and expression are usually denoted by equals to sign, represented that an equation is basically having equals to sign, and an expression does not contain an equals to sign. It just only is like this. Okay, so expression may be like this, y square minus y plus 1, and equation may be like this, or 0. Instead of 0 you can write x, any kind of, you may say, variable. But this is an equation and this is an expression because it doesn't contain equals to, and this contains equals to sign. Alright, so let's discuss the types of equation, because usually we use equations, not expressions. There are 5 types of equation you are gonna learn here. Okay, the first type is, for example, this is the equation x plus 1 equals to 0. So then in this equation there is only one variable, and the variable is having a power 1. This is a variable which contains a power 1. So if an equation is written here and in it a variable contains in which the variable having only one power, then the equation is known as linear equation. So linear equation must be having a single variable or many variables, but the only thing that linear equation must contain is that the variable must have the highest power of the 1. If I write this y plus x plus 1, so as you can see here, also there are only single power of y. So this equation is also called linear equation. In the linear equation, x power must be 1, or you may write it as that x power must be 1. This is more visible than this, but I know this is also visible. So in the linear equation, as you can see, linear is the combination of one line and here. So line means just a single, and this is just like 1. This line is just like 1, so that is why we call it linear equation. There is nothing more logical explanation in it. Alright, let's go another type. For example, there is something like this, x square plus 1 equals to 0. This is also an equation because it contains equals to sign. Alright, as you can see here, now it's not linear because its highest power you can see is 2, not 1. When it was 1, then it is called linear equation, but now it's not 1, it's square, it's 2 power. So when the highest power of the variable becomes square, then the equation is known as quadratic equation. So there are two types of equation we have discussed. Number one is linear equation, number two is quadratic equation. And quadratic equations may be like this: x plus 1 equals to 0, maybe like this: x square plus 2x plus 4, anything that you want, maybe like this. And you know that you can factorize these quadratic equations. You can you put a formula of the quadratic formula and solve this equation and get the value of x. So this is so easy for you, and you always know that what I'm saying. So basically this is linear, this is quadratic. As you can see, there are two variables, but the two are both are x, but here x is power 1 and here x is power 2. So the highest power is square. That is why we are naming this equation as quadratic equation. Alright, in the third, you can say, let's go to third one. Now there is coming x cube plus x square plus x plus 1 equals to 0. So this is another equation. This x power is 1, here x power is 2, and here is x power 3. So if I ask which is the highest power, you will say this is cube. X power 1 is not the highest, x square is not the highest, but x cube is the highest power. So when an equation contains a variable and it has a highest power of cube, then the equation is known as cubic equation. So we have differentiate between linear, quadratic and cubic equations. Linear equations having single power, highest power of variables. Quadratic contains highest power of square, and in cubic it contains highest power of cube. Alright, now let's go to another example. For example, there is an equation written: x power 4 plus x square plus 2 equals to 0. So this is another, again it's an equation. You can see there is an equals to sign. It represents that it is an equation. So when, as you can see here, this is square power and this is power 4. So the highest power in both of the variables is 4. So when an equation contains a variable which has a highest power of 4, then the equation is known as double the quadratic. But we cannot write double quadratic, we write biquadratic. Biquadratic, or you can name it another equation, quartic equation. So now the equation which contains highest power of 4 in any variable is called the double of quadratic, like biquadratic, or you can call it quartic equation. Alright, and then last but not the least, here is another example. I don't have any much space there. X power 5 plus x cube plus 1 equals to 0. So this is also an equation because it contains an equals to sign in both sides of the equation. Alright, so you can see here two variables are written. One is 3 and one is 5. So may I ask you, which is the highest power variable? So you can call it 5. That's the very highest power variable is right now is 5. So when an equation contains a variable that is a highest power of 5, then the equation is known as quintic. You can call it quintic equation. So we have so far discussed 5 types of equation: linear, quadratic, cubic, biquadratic or quartic equation, and the number 5 is quintic. Now you may ask something by yourself, that why not x power 6? Because it's so lengthy, and usually in the intermediate, in matriculation, we does not used to solve these kind of equations. So just we'll leave here for a moment. The 90%, or you can say 95% of the equations are based upon these 5. These 5 powers are only discussed, that is why we discuss. Alright, the second topic, we have discussed 2 types of topic: why difference between an expression and equation, and the 5 types of equation based on powers, and the number 3 is, now we're going to discuss why, you can say why the power. Well, there are alphabets. There are lots of alphabets. In 26 alphabets we have in English, but we usually, but I can say we always use only these 4 types of variables: x, y, z, t. Why only those 4? Why not a? Why not b? Well, I can say you will use a, you can use b, you can use any variable in the 26 letters, and you can call it any alphabet, but in every book, in everywhere, it's just only these 3 variables are discussed. Why? There's a reason there, there's a logic, and I'm gonna tell you. First of all, understand the meaning variable. Variable means changing. If I say variable velocity, so it means the velocity is continuously changing. So basically what variable means something that is changing. So variables, these x, y, z and t are continuously changing. Why? Let me tell you. If we draw an axis like this, there is an y-axis, this is x-axis, you can call it x, this is y, and the third dimensional is z, which is not like this, but it's coming out of the board because it's the third dimension. This is z-axis, I will write z here. So basically, if you just go very far, very far, very far, they will move with you. You can see like this. These are the axes which moves, which are continuously changing, because it's not stopped here. It still has a direction that is going upward, and this still has a direction that is going downward. That is why they will be continuously increasing, and they will never stop. That is why they are continuously changing, and that is why the x, y, z are called variables. You will ask something from me, that why t is continuously changing. So that is a simple answer. Albert Einstein, as you always know, was a great scientist, was a great physicist. So according to him, time is continuously changing, and time is a 4th dimension. According to Einstein, time is a 4th dimension, like this. This is time, and as you can know, as you can see, you can feel it, that the time is not stopped here. It's continuously changing. It's minute per minute, seconds by seconds, continuously changing. It's not stopping. That is why it is variable. So, and Einstein also declared it as 4th dimension. That is why time is considered as the variable. So this is the main logic for x, y, z, t. But you cannot go into deeper, because we sometimes use a as a variable, we sometimes use w as variable, we sometimes use as in c, b, any alphabet you can take. It's up to you, but this is more, you can say, all usually used, and this is the logic behind all of those. So if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel, please like my video, and please don't forget to hit the bell icon, so that you may get more informative videos from my channel and get more interesting videos from my channel. Alright, take care, bye.